What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about one of the most interesting stories to come out of Sony's latest state of play, and surprisingly, it wasn't a specific game, announcement, a new trailer, or a major reveal. Instead, it was what the showcase unintentionally revealed about the current state of the gaming industry and the enormous shadow being cast by one game that wasn't even present during the presentation. That game, of course, is Grand Theft Auto 6. As I watched Sony's state of play, one thing became increasingly obvious. Every publisher in the industry appears to be planning its future around GTA 6. Rockstar didn't show up, Sony didn't dedicate a segment to the game, there wasn't a new trailer, there wasn't new gameplay, there wasn't even a release date announcement. Yet GTA 6 somehow managed to dominate the conversation anyway. The reason is simple. The games that were shown, the release windows that were announced, and the timing of upcoming projects all pointed towards the same conclusion. Publishers aren't trying to compete with GTA 6, they're trying to avoid it. That might sound dramatic at first, but when you take a step back and examine the situation, it becomes difficult to argue otherwise. GTA 6 isn't simply another big budget release. It isn't just another open world game. It isn't even just another Rockstar title. GTA 6 is shaping up to be the single biggest launch in gaming history. Not one of the biggest, but the biggest. When Grand Theft Auto 5 launched back in 2013, it immediately became a phenomenon. The game generated over $1 billion faster than any entertainment product before it. It sold millions of copies in a matter of days. More importantly, it never really stopped selling. More than a decade later, GTA 5 remains one of the best-selling games on the market. It has survived the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 generation, the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 generation, and the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 generation. Very few games in history have demonstrated that level of longevity. Most publishers spend years trying to build franchises that remain relevant for 5 years. Rockstar managed to create a game that remained relevant for over a decade. That kind of success changes the way the entire industry thinks. The moment GTA 6 was officially announced, executives across gaming probably started asking the same question. Not how do we beat GTA 6, but rather how do we avoid launching near GTA 6? That's a very different conversation. Normally, competition is viewed as healthy. If a publisher believes its game is good enough, it launches when it's ready and lets consumers decide. But GTA 6 isn't normal competition. Launching against GTA 6 would be like opening a small movie theater on the same day the most anticipated blockbuster in history premieres. Even if your product is good, people are going to be talking about something else. One of the things State of Play highlighted was just how carefully release schedules are being managed right now. Publishers appear to be looking for safe zones. They're looking for launch windows where they can maximize media coverage, player attention, and sales potential before Rockstar arrives. The reason isn't difficult to understand. The modern gaming market runs on attention. It doesn't matter how much money you've spent developing a game if nobody is talking about it. It doesn't matter how polished your product is if every gaming website is focused on something else. It doesn't matter how impressive your launch trailer looks if every YouTube creator is making GTA 6 videos instead. Attention has become one of the most valuable currencies in entertainment. Think about what happens when Rockstar releases even a small piece of information. A single screenshot can generate thousands of articles, reaction videos, social media posts, and discussions. When Rockstar releases a trailer, it becomes a global event. Millions of people watch it almost instantly. Content creators spend weeks analyzing every frame. Fans speculate endlessly about details hidden within the footage. Now imagine what happens when the actual game launches. Every major gaming outlet will be covering it. Every major streamer will be playing it. Every major gaming podcast will be discussing it. Social media will be flooded with clips, discoveries, theories, Easter eggs, and reactions. It will dominate headlines not for a day or a week, but potentially for months. That creates a problem for everyone else. Even excellent games could struggle to gain traction during that period. A publisher might spend hundreds of millions of dollars developing a game only to find itself completely drowned out by Rockstar's latest release. Reviews might receive less attention. Marketing campaigns might be less effective. Social media engagement might suffer. Sales projections could be impacted. And that's before we even talk about player budgets. One of the biggest factors working against publishers is the reality that most gamers don't buy every game that releases. Players have limited time and limited money. If someone spends $70 or $80 on GTA 6, that may be $70 or $80 they aren't spending elsewhere. If someone invests 200 hours exploring Rockstar's massive open world, that's 200 hours they aren't dedicating to another game. Publishers know this. They understand that GTA 6 isn't just competing for sales, it's competing for time. In some ways, time may be even more valuable than money. Look at how players consume games today. Open world games are larger than ever. Live service titles encourage long-term engagement. Multiplayer communities can keep people invested for years. Backlogs continue growing because new releases arrive faster than most players can finish them. When GTA 6 launches, it isn't just going to take up space on a player's hard drive, it's going to take up space in their schedule. That's why State of Play felt so revealing. Many of the games shown appear to be positioning themselves strategically. Some are launching well before GTA 6. Others are targeting windows that appear relatively safe. Publishers seem determined to avoid finding themselves trapped in direct competition with Rockstar. And honestly, who can blame them? History has repeatedly shown that Rockstar operates on a different level than almost everyone else in the industry. Red Dead Redemption 2 became one of the most acclaimed and commercially successful games ever created. GTA 5 became a cultural phenomenon. Even years after release, Rockstar titles continue generating attention that many publishers can only dream about. What's particularly impressive is how Rockstar manages to maintain excitement despite revealing relatively little information. Most publishers rely on constant communication. They release developer updates, gameplay showcases, roadmaps, interviews, convention appearances, and preview events. Rockstar often does the opposite. They disappear for months at a time and somehow become even more popular. That level of anticipation is almost unheard of. The gaming industry has spent years trying to understand how Rockstar does it, but the answer may simply be trust. Players trust Rockstar to deliver something significant. Whether every Rockstar game lives up to expectations is a separate debate, but the perception of quality is incredibly strong. That perception matters because it influences consumer behavior. Many players aren't just interested in GTA 6. They're planning around GTA 6. They're setting aside money for GTA 6. They're upgrading consoles for GTA 6. They're preparing vacation time for GTA 6. Few games generate that kind of commitment before launch. State of Play made it clear that publishers are doing something similar. They're adjusting schedules. They're evaluating release windows. They're considering alternative launch dates. They're trying to ensure that years of development work don't get overshadowed by a single release. Another fascinating aspect of this situation is what it says about the current state of blockbuster gaming. The industry has become increasingly dependent on a handful of massive franchises. Development costs continue rising, marketing budgets continue growing, expectations continue increasing. As a result, publishers are becoming more risk-averse. Launching near GTA 6 represents a risk, a major risk. If your game underperforms because it launched too close to Rockstar's latest blockbuster, investors aren't going to care that you had bad timing. They're going to look at the sales numbers. Publishers know this, which is why many appear determined to avoid that scenario altogether. In a strange way, Sony's State of Play became less about the games that were shown, and more about the industry's collective reaction to GTA 6. The showcase acted like a snapshot of a market preparing for impact. It was a reminder that Rockstar's next game isn't simply another product entering the marketplace. It's an event capable of reshaping release schedules across the entire industry. The reality is that there are probably very few games that could force publishers to rethink their plans on this scale. Maybe a new mainline Mario, maybe a major Call of Duty, perhaps a brand new console launch. But even those examples don't seem quite comparable to what GTA 6 represents right now. This is a game that has been anticipated for years. This is a game that carries the legacy of one of the most successful entertainment franchises ever created. This is a game that many analysts expect to break records almost immediately. So when people look at State of Play and wonder why so many publishers seem eager to secure release dates before Rockstar arrives, the answer is fairly straightforward. They're scared. Not because their games are bad, not because they lack confidence in their products, but because they understand the reality of the situation. GTA 6 is expected to dominate gaming conversations, dominate social media, dominate streaming platforms, dominate news coverage, and dominate sales charts. Going head to head with a release like that isn't brave. It might simply be bad business. Sony's State of Play didn't explicitly say any of this. Nobody walked onto the stage and admitted that publishers were avoiding Rockstar. Nobody needed to. The release calendar spoke for itself. The gaming industry has spent years waiting for GTA 6. Now that it's finally approaching, everyone appears to be making plans accordingly. And if some of the biggest publishers in the world are rearranging their schedules because of one game, that tells you everything you need to know about just how enormous Grand Theft Auto 6 really is. What do you think? Are publishers right to stay out of GTA 6's way, or should more companies be willing to compete directly with Rockstar? Let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. Your support helps the channel grow and allows me to continue creating content like this. Also, consider supporting me on Patreon. My latest Patreon exclusive video is How Long Can Video Game Franchises Keep Expanding, where I take a deep dive into whether gaming's biggest series can continue growing indefinitely or if every franchise eventually reaches its limit. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Game on.